Hey everybody, try to get this set up. Hopefully the connection's okay. I wanted to come back on here again because a bunch of you liked to show you another recipe that will help you kind of make your food stretch and hopefully it keeps bouncing back between low connection, so let me know if kind of bugs out or not. Hey Joanna, how are you? Alright, I went ahead and browned some ground beef. We have about a pound of beef from the heat because there's a lot of fat in the bottom of the pot. Out some of this ground beef. Here, I come back in frame just as I'm able to here. Let's see. You don't want all of the oil. A lot of times I've just cooked it right in here because there's not, well, I usually use like an 80-20 beef and there's really not that much fat in here, so you're not really straining the fat, you're just getting the meat out. Yeah, now there's not a lot to strain out here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I've got your meat in here, again about a pound of meat, and in the pot there's some of the drippings still in there. I have one medium onion, one red bell pepper, one green bell pepper, and anywhere between 2 to 5 cloves of garlic in here, and they're really like finely chopped. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my pan, my pot here. It's so she asked for spaghetti as one of her for her birthday meal, so I am going to make homemade spaghetti sauce. I'd love to say hi. Hey Kim. Hi Courtney. Hello, hello. All right. So basically you want to get the veggies to where they're going to, cooking wise, you want to get these a little bit soft. I made them, I was saying they're a fine dice. At this point, we've got one medium onion, one red bell pepper, one green bell pepper. I really love garlic, so I went ahead and put about 5 medium cloves of chopped and kind of get those sauteed. I'll leave them alone a little bit. For those of you who are just joining, I browned about a pound of ground beef in here. I use about 80-20. And there's going to be a little bit of drippings in the bottom of the pan once you take out the beef. And you're going to use that to cook your veggies. So I'm actually going to turn the knob all the way to get these sweating and cooked. So we'll just leave that on here for a little bit. Now I'm going to add, I have my oregano. We're going to do about a tablespoon. I'm making a big pot, so I'm doing about a tablespoon. I just kind of eyeball it. The other side would be easier. About a tablespoon of oregano. And where'd my basil go? Basil. I have about a spoon of this left in here anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my pot. Oh, I have to take the lid off here. Bear with me because I'm holding my phone at the same time. I'm just going to dump the rest of that in there. We're making a big pot, so normally I wouldn't, put this much in if it was just going to be like a small amount. But let steam. Alright, so that's really cooking in there. You want to get it to where it's almost like slightly nice taste. Hey Abby, how are you doing? If you're there, say hey. At this point, just fine. I'm going to turn it down a little bit now. So we have our ground beef that's already made, our veggies that are kind of sauteing in the pan a little bit. We want to get them a little bit opaque before we go on to this next step. Here, I'll turn it back now. So what I usually add next, I I need to go ahead and do my salt and pepper, but I'll do it as soon as I can put the phone down. But next, I actually do use red wine. I use either a Merlot or a Cabernet. And this is close to a cup. Well, it's 6 point something ounces, I found out. It says milliliters, but I had to ask. I had to figure out what the ounce count was. But anywhere from like half a cup to a cup of wine. If you don't do wine, honor the Lord that way, then you can use about a quarter of a cup of sugar, and you kind of do that to your own taste. I'm adding pepper right now, by the way. Taste, some people like it sweeter, some people don't. That's to cut the acid that's going to be in the tomatoes. Ready for that wine. Some people also use molasses. I've heard people using molasses before. I've also heard of people using diced carrots, because carrots have a lot of sweetness in them. You could do that also, but you're going to need some sweetness to get taste, kind of balance that out. So I'm going to go ahead, well, let me open my wine here. I'm going to show you my pot again, because here you're going to see in the bottom, you know, when you get kind of that stir fry effect, it's going to kind of stick a little bit to the bottom. Basically the wine is going to add those little bits. It's called deglazing when you do that, and it's going to release those little bits back into the broth or into the liquid here. Cook for a little bit, because we do want to cook down some of that wine. It's not about the alcohol in the sauce, it's about the taste, and it kind of gives a more like full body taste and sweetness to your sauce. If you ever started cooking with wine after I met Daniel, this is such a great taste. Okay. Now I know some of you have picky eaters for little kids. These veggies do cook down. I'm going to be cooking this sauce on a low simmer for about 3 hours. But they kind of, you know, just blend in with the sauce. My kids have about this sauce, and I don't can, if you don't want, you know, kind of those little chunks, or immersion blender, you can also take just a regular like kitchen blender and just put it in there, you know, once it's had time to cool down, and blend all of that out if your kids don't like it. So letting it cook a little bit more. Now what we're using for tomatoes is I have about 5 of these large cans. They're about 28-ounce cans. I've got 5 of them. I've got 2 that are crushed, 2 that are diced, and 1 that is tomato sauce. That's what we'll be adding to our pot. I also have about 18 ounces of tomato paste. So, one of my biggest complaints actually when I was making or trying homemade sauces in the past, or like when my mom would make it and stuff, was that when you went to put this sauce on top, and then you had a whole bunch of water, like tomato water, underneath the pasta, and I hated that. Well, adding the tomato paste will make a huge difference for that sort of thing, that phenomenon that happens with homemade pasta sauce. The more tomato paste you have, which it seems like a lot, but it's altogether not to be too watery when you put it on the pasta. Okay, so I just add my ground beef back to it. Here, let me show you. So I added my ground beef back to the pasta, or back to the together. Okay, and next me here, I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my cans of tomatoes. So bear with me, this is gonna take a minute. And I do want to make sure I get all of that good tomato product out. Again, it's 5 cans, 28-ounce cans of tomatoes. And you can really use any combination that you like. I just like putting in tomatoes and the tomato sauce. Again, 2, 2, and 1. Pouring all of these in. Actually, and some of these diced tomatoes are a bit bigger than I normally like, but again, when you simmer this sauce for 3 hours, a lot of these chunks you're not going to even see that much once it's all kind of cooked. All right. I have 3 big cans down, 2 more. Now, I have used this sauce, of course, for spaghetti nights. I've used this sauce also to make, I've used it also to make lasagna. I've used it to make kind of a Mediterranean dish that, I say Mediterranean, I'm actually honestly not really sure where it's from. But Daniel and I, low carb, we would kind of saute chicken. And once it was done sauteing, I would put the sauce in the bottom, put the chicken, well, it was more or less brown, and then crack a couple of eggs in there, and then I would bake that for about 25 to 30 minutes. And so it comes out with these kind of like poached eggs and chicken, and then you can cover that with cheese and bake it too. It's all really good. Okay, so now I'm going into adding the tomato paste. So bear with me a minute here. I honestly probably should have done this the first thing and mixed it in with the veggies, but it'll all blend in. And wait until I show you how big a pot this is and how much it makes, because I don't know about you, but I am getting tired of cooking 3 meals a day during this quarantine stuff. And so this will really help to kind of like alleviate some meals of having to really cook a lot. All right. So now, just clean my finger here. Get this all stirred in together. Okay, so let me show you what's going on here. All right, so we have this huge pot now, almost well over 2/3 of the pot. I would say like 3/4 at least of this delicious, yummy sauce. You see how thick it is? That's what I love. Now, if you guys don't like it so thick, don't add as much tomato. Also, if you don't like meat and you just want it vegetarian, that's fine too. Or if you don't want meat and you want to just add the meat later after you've frozen this, because certainly we freeze this. We don't eat all of this at once. Then you could always make it without the meat. Like a beef bouillon in here to get that beef taste, and then just add meat later. You know, whatever you want to do. It's pretty forgiving. So once I've got it all in the pot like this, I'm gonna put in 2 bay leaves. It's the next thing that I need. 2 bay leaves. Let me get that while I'm kind of holding the phone here. So 1, 2. I'm gonna stir this in. Now you're gonna want to, you don't want it to like explode on you. So those bay leaves in there. And again, you can, if you don't like the chunks at the time when this is all done and cooled, you can simply just put an immersion blender. Well, actually, immersion blender will work fine even when it's hot. If you want to do it like at this point and then, you know, let it simmer, you could do that. Or when it's done and cooled, you can put it into a regular kitchen blender and that would be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this simmer for 3 hours. I can take a picture for you at the end. Here, I'm gonna just get my lid. I've been here making birthday cake for Eden, so it's been really fun. And how are things going? Know that I'm praying for you and know that it's gonna be okay. You know, we are all in this together and it's kind of crazy, but we're all doing it for each other, just so we protect one another, and it's how we love each other well. So again, I hope you all are doing okay. I hope you guys make this recipe. It's really easy. As you can see, it didn't really take a lot of time for me to put together, and it will give your family a lot of meals in the future. And it freezes easy and it heats up easy. So hope you all are doing good.